Hi everyone, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. They do mean the world to me. This is the daily forecast. It is an all signs reading, so I do speak in broad terms. You need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. Nothing's broken or wrong. It doesn't mean you're on the wrong path or anything like that. You just might be working on something different during this time. It's originally created for Wednesday, the 26th of July, but it's not solely set for that date. If you're seeing this video on another date randomly, and it still makes sense to your situation, by all means utilize the reading. I do believe readings can be timeless and find us when we need them, rather than when they were originally created for, so keep that in mind when utilizing the reading. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily or weekly videos. In there is some housekeeping rules, general things I want you to think about when utilizing the channel, what decks I'm using during the reading, how to follow me on social media. If you want to request a private reading, you would need to send me a message either at my Instagram or my Facebook business page. Please note that I will not send you a request to sell you a reading. I will not initiate that conversation. You would have to be the one to initiate that. If somebody does, it's probably an imposter. So just be aware of that. Also, easy ways to support the channel. You can hit the thumbs up button, which greatly helps the channel. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I put up new content. I do put up daily content. And sharing the video out and leaving me a question or comment also greatly helps. So let's see what's going on with the cards today. I've just been feeling it, you guys. I woke up this morning at 2 a.m. I took 2 Tylenol PMs to try and fall back to sleep. Could not sleep. Was like awake in my brain all the way until the alarm went off. Weird. I don't know what is going on with me. Do not like it. Alright, so let's see. What does Spirit want us to know? Oh, I will be referring to the underpinning energy, which is the Sunday reading. If you hear me talking about cards that you don't see in this reading, I'm referring back to that reading, and that reading populates in the lower left-hand corner at the end of this video, so you can check that out also. That video is an overlook of the week to come and what are the energies at play in the background, so it adds another layer of sort of energy or depth to the reading. Alright, so let's see what our card is for the day. Metamorphosis. Profound change, self-awareness. I believe this is the Death card, guys. Interesting. We have this underpinned from Sunday by the Hierophant, which is Virgo energy. It's very much a spiritual truth, an inner light. I get this feeling when I see this woman's rising up, you know, becoming something different. She's going through a metamorphosis, a change, a rebirth. There's a truth within us because of the Hermit underpinning this. There is a truth within us that we need to listen to because it is transforming us in some way. And that transformation may be scary or feel uncomfortable at first. It's a truth that I feel like we need to listen to because it's an important truth. It might be a truth that we're even maybe fighting at some level. It's an answer, a deeper spiritual answer, because the Hermit underpins this from the weekly reading that allows us to free ourselves from a situation, to rise up out of a situation, to be reborn, to be transformed, to be rebirthed, to see something differently or through a new lens or perspective. That, like, to me, I don't get a bad sense off of this card. It's like the word metamorphosis makes me think of like what the stages a butterfly goes through, right? And it has to die first and almost eat itself before it becomes the beautiful butterfly. And that's what I get from this, is like there's a rising up, a truth that we've been maybe facing, dealing with, mulling over, secretly knowing or trying to avoid, that is now coming to the surface. And because of its surfacing, we have to pay attention to it. It's too important to not pay attention to it. Like yesterday's reading, we had that Eight of Wands versus the Eight of Swords. It's like, do I choose to move forward or do I choose to stay stuck? And I think that seeing Metamorphosis today, she's choosing to move forward. She's choosing to be carried through spirit, through the wisdom of her spirit, represented by the card of the Hermit underneath this. If there's a situation, a relationship, or something that's going on within us that we have known for a while wasn't right or doesn't fit or is no longer good for us, now is the time to allow that to transform and change. To accept that, to give over to that change, to give over to that inner truth that the Hermit has within us, that allows us to rise above and transform and be reborn in a very great, big, transformative way. So what were the words on this? Profound change and self-awareness, definitely. And self-awareness would be about the Hermit too. Let's go to the Cosmic Insights card. Moving. Change of residence, moving with your partner. Moving in with your partner. I don't know that some of you might actually be moving or making a change. There is a definite change or metamorphosis happening here. It could be an actual physical move like the card indicates, but it could also be a perception move or a spiritual move, an emotional move, shifting from one way of being into another, be it in a relationship of some sort, whether it's a relationship at work or a romantic relationship, a familial relationship. However it is, it's changing. It's beginning to shift. We're seeing that it needs to change. It needs to move. It needs to become something different. That little heart above the chimney lets me know that whatever this transformation, metamorphosis, or change is, it's for the greater good of all. Even though it may not feel like it, or it may feel like something we didn't think we wanted to take place or happen, it needs to happen. And as we accept it, we can then begin to build again and create this new space that we're moving into, whether that space is more metaphorical, like emotional or mental, or actual physical space where we are moving into a new home. But we have to accept that wherever we're at is not where we want to be or need to be, and we need to move forward. I hope that makes sense. Let's go to the Star Maiden card. This is like a major arcana card that is being given to us from Spirit. It's dreams, uncertainty. This is the moon. So, again, it kind of keys into the fear that I get from metamorphosis, the change that comes, the self-awareness and change, the profound change that comes from the Death card. We don't know what's on the other side of the move or of the change. We want to continue to dream. We want to continue to move forward. We want to continue to pursue our goals. We may not, this shift could even shift our goals or be such a transformative change that we're like, wait a second, if I was working so hard towards that one thing and I now have changed my relationship to that one thing, that person, that situation, whatever it may be, it's no longer maybe a goal of mine. What do I fill that space with? And the moon will ask us to tap into our higher cosmic consciousness and trust our intuition and continue to move through the darkness without maybe a plan. But we need to understand that we are connected somewhat, we are connected to the cosmos in some way, and that we will be led, even if we don't feel like we have an egoic, mind-based set of steps that we're about to take. The moon card says that that's okay. It's okay to be guided, to be led, to look for the synchronicities, to look to where our intuition pulls us towards, how it pulls us, what feels right rather than, what we think we should do. Let's look at the clarifiers. The Star card, I love it. The Magician, oh shit. And the Six of Swords. This is that moving card for sure. The Star card is Aquarian energy. It is a major healing. It is a piece that comes after this change. The trust that it takes, the subtle nature of the star, the beauty of the star, the gentleness of the star, the healing that the star has. There is a transformative healing that's taking place in this realization, in this change, and this trust that we need to have in the moon card. The Magician says that we have all of the powers or all of the elements and all of the power within us to create whatever it is that we do want next. We may not know what that is just yet with the moon card being there, because we are going through this change or this shift, and we're allowing things to fall away that we didn't necessarily think would. But the magician will be at the ready to inspire us and to help us make the decisions in the moment as we make them. The Six of Swords is, to me, that moving card. It's moving to calmer waters. We saw that Eight of Swords yesterday, and we saw the Eight of Wands yesterday, which I was like, do we move forward quickly or do we stay stuck? I think some of us have decided to mentally to move forward, not maybe as quickly as the Eight of Wands, but we're not staying stuck in this situation like the Eight of Swords indicated yesterday. This is about healing ourselves, bringing in more harmony, more balance, and moving ourselves to where we need to be rather than where we've been. You know, for some of you, this could even be realizing that you've been stuck. Like, knowing that something's not been working for a while and just hoping that it's going to get better, and hoping and hoping and hoping, and just realizing it's not getting any better. The truth of the Hermit underpins this, and it's that light that's within that gives us that feeling of, no, this is not correct, or no, this is not right. This is not for me anymore. And so that's where the Six of Swords, the moving card, the creativity of the magician, the healing of the star, is coming to terms with this shift and this change, and then trusting ourselves to move through the change and know that on the other side of this change will be a new beginning. I mean, when we see the magician, he's card number 1 of the major arcana, which signifies a new beginning for the self, and we will feel empowered again. We just may need to slow down and let the change transform or the metamorphosis take place. Follow the move and continue to move ourselves in the right direction. Communicate that move to ourselves through the Six of Swords, the balance, the harmony, the clarity, and to take care of ourselves first and foremost during this transformation. We can't necessarily worry about others and their needs during this time. To me, with the star's presence here, it feels like we need to just solely focus on what's healing us first and foremost, and giving us peace, clarity, and the ability to create again. And that's where the magician's power comes in all of this. Listening to the truth of our light within, which is the Hermit, right? And when we listen to that light, we expand it, and that light becomes powerful like the star. And it may be unknown to us, right? This truth. It might be a new truth, or a truth that we're not usually used to living by. That's the sort of uncertainty of the moon. But as we sort of expand that truth out, it begins to heal us. And it gives us new opportunity for creativity, balance, and harmony. And it's almost like a new beginning. Here's the grounding stone for the day. So this is a principle to ground in. And it's on snowflake obsidian, which is black and white, and it's sharing. So I think what this means to me is it's not necessarily about sharing, like, you know, here, I'll give you something, you give me something. It's more about being open to sort of sharing our experience and what's been working and what's not been working within ourselves to come to this truth, to heal this truth, and to allow the metamorphosis to take place. It's like sharing to me is being open to what's available to us, and then being in gratitude for that and giving back to that by taking the path or making the choice or choosing to heal oneself. That's the sharing aspect of this. Certainly we can share our experience with those that are close to us that support us if we choose to. But remember, the grounding stone that underpins all of these readings for this week is the word prosperity. So we are moving to something better, more prosperous, and full of goodness for us. But we may have to share within ourselves some sort of truth and adopt or own that truth to initiate this change, shift, healing that's about to take place. This feels really big, guys. This feels like a big life change, shift, or choice that you're making that's leading you, yes, maybe into the unknown a little bit, but that unknown will soon find its way to you and become more known and become more exciting, and you will find that you will have the opportunities to take charge again, to be creative, to steer your ship in a way, and to make your choices. Once you've sort of settled into that truth and understood it, or understand it to be the gift that it actually is. I hope that makes sense. You guys are going to have to let me know in the comments if any of this is making sense to you. This feels really profound and like just really big. It's like a shift that's been waiting to take place. It's something that we've known about and we've needed to like listen to, and maybe we've been putting it off due to other things, work, whatever, and we haven't been. Now's the time that it's here and it's wanting to be heard. It has to be heard. You know, you can't avoid, the two things you can't avoid are death and taxes, right? So if this is the death card, it's like, it's here knocking at our door, asking us to move in a different direction than where we previously were headed. But this move will bring about healing, peace, balance, and harmony. All right, so that is your reading for the day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, leave me a question or comment, and share the video out. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Take care.